Hey, Tony Gas in here. Y'all gotta forgive me. Forget that little noise now riding through the blow dryer on the car. My wife gotta go out of town to borrow family and getting a car wash. So, cause it's late at night, so the other car wash was closed, so I had to come to the gas station car wash. Second time going through it, so I had to go through it twice for what it missed the first time. But and it's about 10:30 at night, but she got to leave early in the morning, so I had to come do what I had to do. And somebody sent me the post about the NBA coach and they saying that this is updated information and that this is, good information that he cheated with a woman who is married. I think I've read married mother of 3, and Mormon married mother of 3. So now y'all know the Mormon religion, very, very strict. Now, of course, just like any religion, a lot of people don't live by the rules, but it's very strict, and Mormons even more so. They more strict in a lot of ways than Christians, because Mormons have to go do the 2 years of missionary work, whereas Christians, we don't have 2 years that we got to go do missionary work. I mean, yeah, we supposed to serve the poor, love our neighbor and all that, but they literally go do missionary work for 2 years. And there's always an argument to be had when somebody is born into something and they raised into it, but it ain't necessarily their choice. And even as an adult, they may keep it. And I noticed that too. Like, my sons go to a Christian school, but a lot of the families that go to the school are not actually Christian. Like, they don't necessarily live by the teachings of the Bible or things of that nature, or it's just kind of going to a private school and God, of God, you pray over your food sometimes and Thanksgiving, but it's not like a real relationship for some people, even though you up under that umbrella of Christianity. And I believe the same thing probably happens with every faith. And so why they put Mormon, I think they put that in there to say, like, this woman really was out of pocket. They's trying to say, like, here go this strict religion that you not, can't sleep with nobody till marriage. You can't drink. You can't, all this stuff you're not supposed to be doing. You got to do missionary work. So not only is she that, but she also married to somebody who work in the organization, and she got 3 kids. So they put all that in there to say, ma'am, what are you doing? Now, we don't know if I don't know if the coach has kids. I believe they do. I believe he has kids, but he's not married. That was news to me, because I guess I couldn't fathom a man being with Nia Long for so long and not marrying her. Maybe she didn't want to get married either, but I guess I couldn't fathom that. So I just assumed they were married, and I think most people did until this right here come out and people really started looking up the actual facts of the matter. But I just didn't understand that, because it's like Nia Long was, she's like a dream woman for a lot of men. She's like a fantasy woman for a lot of men. I done heard a lot of men say that, she is their celebrity crush. And some women done said it too. So it's like, I just couldn't imagine somebody being with her that long and not marrying her. But to each their own. But here's the thing. See, we are used to black men cheating. Like, we hear about that all the time. Any woman who'd never dated a black man, 9 out of 10 of them got cheated on. So we used to that now. We used to that. And I seen somebody talking about where his family is from in Nigeria. And basically they said the name of, the tribe, and was like, how are you surprised that, you know, this man cheated? Basically what they were saying, that should not be the narrative. We shouldn't be justifying it or playing it downplaying it, but right, we are used to it. Now, what we don't hear all the time, what is not publicized all the time, is women cheating, wives and mothers cheating. That's not publicized that much. It happened every day, but it is not publicized like that. We really don't think about it as much. I don't think it happens as much, but nobody really knows. But that's a black eye. That is a black eye for white women, for married women, for mothers. Because now you got to look at it like this. And this is what people don't understand about the ripple effect. Now there's about to be millions of men looking at a woman who work in corporate with a side eye. Because they're going to look at this woman, they're going to look at their wife, and they're going to say, you're a wife and or a mother. Some going to be a mother. And you work around men who are tall, dark, and handsome, or handsome, and make more money than you and have power. And you got to turn in reports. You got to work hand in hand with him. What makes you different than this Mormon wife and mother of three? Man, that ripple effect finna be so bad. It's gonna cause so many unnecessary arguments. It's finna be so many side eyes. And same thing on the other side. Women about to be looking at their man and saying, hey, you work around other women and you work around married women who might be unhappy in their relationship, unhappy in their home, and you, a big dog in your company, you handsome, do you have a work wife? Just that ripple effect fixing to cause some arguments. And guess what? A lot of divorces are going to happen because of this one publicized incident. A lot of divorces is going to happen. This is what people don't understand about the ripple effect of cheating and the ripple effect of divorce and the ripple effect of relationship issues and mistakes is it causes problems in other people's relationships. So right now, there are millions of couples who neither partner are suspecting anything. But because of this, phones are about to start getting checked. And when these phones getting checked, some cheating about to get unearthed. And when this cheating comes out, when this cheating is discovered, it's finna be, in some situations, it's finna be homicidal. In some situations, it's just finna be some furniture moving. In some situations, it's finna get physical, but it might not escalate to police or, you know, marks or things of that nature. And in some, it's going all the way to divorce. And it's crazy to think. People don't think about that, but that's how the world works. That's how it works in life. That's the thing with the ripple effect. So it's going to happen in that way to where stuff finna start coming out and it's finna be some problems had. And to me, it's just, it's heartbreaking to me. Like, if that is the woman, see, one thing is I read people because I study people so much. I could look at a person and tell how the world treat them. If that is the woman, I could tell that she into black men and that she used to deal with black men. But the thing about it is, a lot of times when women of other races deal with black men, they get used. They get used for money. They get used for sex. They get dogged out by the majority. And they end up going to what's safe. So here you cheating with this tall, dark and handsome man, but you married to short, could be considered pale, white guy who might not, if he Mormon too, might not have a lot of experience in that bedroom, might not really know what he doing. Situation down there could be, nothing to call home about. And them soul ties from a woman that she have in college, from the athletes she slept with in college, that had mandinga down there and was muscular or handsome or swag or confidence, could be different, and they could miss that. And I remember seeing that too. I remember seeing that. I don't know if it was on a movie. I think it was on a movie. I think it was a movie or a show, to where this woman, or it could have been a book or something, where this woman was with her husband, but she used to have these cravings for her HO life. And the soul ties, basically what it was describing, and she used to want that so bad. And then she just went out and just went slap crazy, just having all these escapades, and then coming home to a boring husband, but was out there getting a bike broke in every situation. And so that right there, I know a lot of women like, that's what you get. That's what y'all men get. We could do it too. Y'all want to do it, we could do it too. But the reason why it hurt men so bad when a woman cheats, like, for one, if that's true, if that woman cheated, he obviously cheated with somebody. He did something with somebody, because he wouldn't be suspended. So they got evidence. They ain't finna suspend their head coach who just took them to the NBA finals. They're not finna suspend him for a year without some real hard evidence. And what they also thinking about is they don't want no lawsuit. So they trying to say, listen, let us take this here action so you don't sue us for workplace harassment or what have you. Whether they talking to the husband who work in the organization, or to the woman, or what have you. And so they had to take this action because something going on. Some action being taken because something going on. And what you have to realize is, the reason why I hurt men so bad is because as men, we know ourselves. As men, we know, for the most part, a lot of us are filthy. Like, we know we get it in. We know we down and dirty. But the thing about it is we look at women differently. Your average man puts women on a pedestal in the sense of, we see women as cleaner than us, better than us, smarter than us. We don't admit this. But this is why men be so shocked and be so hurt, because they saw, as men, we see the strength of a mom when the dad cheats or when the dad leaves. And so we give so much more credit and valor to a woman, that when a woman stoops to the level of an immature, ignorant, or broken, or weak, or selfish, or arrogant, or egotistical man, when a woman does that, it's more shocking. It's like you don't expect it. It's kind of like, imagine if you got little boys and you see them sword fighting with the PP, and they pen and they sword fighting with the P. It's almost like you expect that. When you see the little boy climb to the top of the whatever on the playground and jump off, it's almost like you expect that. But then when you see a little girl, if you walked into the bathroom at the school and the little girl, they sword fighting, you'll be like, what in the world? You'll be blown away. So it's a lot of stuff that men do that we kind of like not that shocked by, because if you know men and you've been around men, you like, y'all do some weird stuff. Like, it was a meme showing the man, he peeing, showering, and brushing his teeth at the same time. It's a special type of woman that's gonna be showering, peeing, and brushing her teeth at the same time. That's a special type of woman. But as men, that's very normal. That's very normal. Now, I know some of y'all women, nasty. Nasty as us. But men, we pee in the shower all the time. Try to aim down the drain so that when your wife or your girlfriend get in there behind you, she ain't standing on the floor where you peed at. But that's how men do. That's why the meme exists. And so men do some stuff. Like men, we'll shake hands. Now I'm saying I don't do this, but I'm just saying we because I'm a man. Shake hands at the game, and then go buy some French fries and be eating them fries after just shaking all them hands. Most women will go wash their hands. Most women. So I say that to say that's why I'm not excusing and saying men allowed to do this. Understand that. But what I'm telling you the truth is men most often hold women to a higher standard. That's why you hear so many men, from rappers, comedians, doctors, lawyers, pastors. You hear so many men say, when a woman cheats, it's different. I heard a woman say that. She said when a woman cheats, it's different than a man because a man is the one, he doing the inserting. But a woman, she is receiving. She say, so it's different when a woman does it because she receiving something into her spirit, into her body. And that's how she described that. And I always look at it like that too, because the man, he is the one who, he shoot the shot. But the woman has the final say so because she is the receiver. So the person who is receiving gets to say yes or no. The person who giving, who dishing it out, they get to say, can I? Will you? And then the receiver gets to say no. And so it's unfair. It's unfair that the onus is put on the person who is receiving. It's unfair. I was just talking to my wife, and I was like, you know, there'll be women out here that'll want to sleep with me, that'll want to be with me. And she said, and I say, and that'll be temptation. That's temptation out there that the adversary will try to send. And she said, but you're the man. So what she was saying is, if you not with it, can't nothing go down because you not the receiver. So for something to go down, you initiating and she got to say yeah. But if she want to do something, you ain't got to insert inside of her. You ain't got to do nothing with her. She say, but you the man, saying you are the aggressor. You the one that shoot the shot. So it's on you not to shoot your shot. And I say, yeah, you right. You right. So it could go both ways. But when we look at it, it's like, okay, he shoot the shot. But sometimes the woman shoot the shot. And so in a situation, you really don't know who shot the shot. And sometimes the shot getting shot at the same time is mutual. But this right here, this gonna send ripple effects. And what y'all gotta understand, I'm never condoning things or excusing it. I'm explaining it. And yes, in our world, unfortunately, there are double standards. That I didn't make the double standard. I don't condone the double standard, but I see the reality of the double standard. And so a lot of times when we talking about this stuff, people get mad at the reality of the situation. We just addressing the reality. We're not condoning or excusing it. And even when we don't condone it, it's not like we could change anything in the entire world. We could change something in our lives. I could change something in my life and not have a double standard in my life and not say, hey, I could cheat, but you can't cheat. No, it's you can't cheat, I can't cheat. So I could do that. My wife could do that. But when I say that, that's not going to change the entire world. People going to do what they want to do to each their own. Every relationship going to be different. And so we don't know with a couple who is not married, we don't know why they're not married. We don't know if they're in an open relationship. You see what I'm saying? We don't know if a couple is in an open relationship and the only reason why they got in trouble is because they got caught. We don't know if a person's job is mad with them, but their spouse not mad with them. We don't know that until we see what happens from this. Now, if the spouse don't leave, the girlfriend, the fiance, the wife, or the husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever, if the person doesn't leave, then it appears that they are reinforcing and condoning the behavior. But we don't know if that was already open door policy. If they already had that policy and it just made it's a big deal to us because the person got reprimanded by their job. See what I'm saying? It's a lot that go into it. But one thing I know for sure, although the man, he could have an agreement or not, probably not. But let's say he did. Even if he did, the fact that he cheated and the fact that that woman cheated, it's a lot of couples finna go through. It's finna be a whole lot of arguments. It's finna be a whole lot of divorces. It's finna be a whole lot of physical activity, and the wrong type of physical activity, because phones finna start getting checked. People finna start popping up on jobs. Co-workers about to start getting confronted for sending a text after 9 p.m., after 7 p.m. Co-workers finna start getting texts from spouses. Hey, do not text this phone. You handle your work at work. Text this phone again, and I'm gonna have him or her fire you. Know your place. Know your boundaries. When he or she is home, they are home. Leave it like that. Like, it's finna be a lot of that going on. You hear me? And in some cases, rightfully so. In some cases, that's what need to happen. In some cases, that's what it's gonna be. So listen to me. Man, it's a black eye for relationships. Really for men and women, but the women going to get it worse. Because as men, we could be very insecure. We could be very paranoid. We could be very controlling. And that's why a lot of men don't open up. That's why a lot of men don't fall in love. That's why a lot of men cheat for safety, just in case the woman is cheating. So the fact that this woman is married, like, it would be different if she was single. It'll be totally different. Because for one, men, we don't expect women on average. We know there's cheating women. We know that. But on average, we don't expect a woman to cheat. We definitely don't expect a woman of an opposite race to cheat, because there's so many differences and so many barriers between the races. We definitely don't expect a woman of an opposite race, of a different race, to cheat with us. And then we don't expect a wife to cheat. And not just a wife who got nothing to lose, but a wife with kids. So there's so many strikes that women around the country are facing to be on the hot seat, all because of what one woman did. Whether that's her or not, it was a woman somewhere. So all because of what one woman did, and that's being put out here, it's a lot of men finna paint with a broad stroke. And it's a lot of women finna be unrightfully interrogated, and the trust in their relationship is about to be broken, and platonic work situations about to be blown out of proportion by husbands and boyfriends around the country, because people about to look and say, and this is the other thing that you don't understand now. Well, you understand it when I tell you. Black men put white women on a pedestal because of slavery and Jim Crow and segregation. A white woman to a lot of black men is seen as a trophy, as a prize, as forbidden fruit. So the fruit tastes better. They say blacker the berry, sweeter the juice, but that's not how most black men look at it. They look at it like lighter the berry, sweeter the juice. The reason being is because that berry is forbidden. See, people don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about that. Now, I don't feel that way, but it's because of how I was raised. It's because my grandma, my mama, my daddy, they all put something different in my mind. So they all put something different. What's going on, son?
I'm going to sleep.
You come out here, just tell me that.
Good night, love you.
Love you too. Sleep tight. Make sure you get some sleep. Y'all see how that boy raised? That boy come out here to say good night. And to be nosy. He probably being nosy. Probably trying to see if I'm cheating on the mama. You know, they start to get older. They start to wonder, like, who you out there talking to this time of night, man? What you got going on? So that's how I was when I was about his age. I'm looking at my daddy with a side eye. Man, where you going 11 o'clock at night? Probably trying to see. Yeah, that's why he looked at my phone being nosy. Like, bro, I could be on FaceTime with somebody. What you looking over here for? So what people don't talk about, and these tough topics, sometimes the Lord will have something like that happen to slow me down so I could recalibrate, because boy, I be done said something got me canceled, because sometimes the truth is too real. But it's a lot of men a lot of men of color, and not just black men, but Asian men, Indians is Asian men, Hispanic men. It's a lot of men who are non-white who put white women on a pedestal because of white power, because of white supremacy. And so because a white woman cheated. Now, it's some men who know a white woman ain't no better than any other woman. But that's typically just men like myself who have been around, who done been out there in the field, in the game. You learn that a white woman is no different than any other woman, that she no better than any other woman. You learn that. And in my findings, I have found that. Now, the behavior and how they act towards a black man, how they treat you and all that is different. But it's really because of unfamiliarity. Familiarity breeds contempt. So the energy that a black man gets from a black woman is totally different than from a white woman, because for a lot of times a white woman look at a black man like she doesn't know him. Like, she don't understand the culture. She don't really know him. So he kind of like a, like a piece of art in the gallery, like an animal in the zoo, like a science experiment. Like, it's something that she not really familiar with. So she come in more servitude until she get to know him and get comfortable, and then she'll treat him like any other man. But in that beginning, that's why so many black men think that white women are better. But it's really, they don't understand, it's because of unfamiliarity, not because they just treat their man better. Because when you see a white woman talk to a white man, you realize, like, wow, do you still have your scrotum? Do you even have your dangling? Like, do you have anything between your legs left? The way your wife talking to you, my goodness. When you watch a white woman talk to her husband, boy, it do not be pretty. And so 9 out of 10 times, it do not be pretty. Because, she familiar with him. So the same thing you'll see when a black woman talking to a black man, because she familiar with him. And so this, what's going to be so much more damaging about this situation is because so many men have pedestalized certain women, because this type of woman, this look of a woman has cheated, not just against her body and against God, but against her husband and her children. That's finna make a lot of men lose faith completely in women altogether. Because they're gonna say, a lot of men gonna say white is right. So if a white woman will cheat, who won't cheat? If a white married mother will cheat, who won't cheat? Because they have been programmed to believe that that's a superior race and or superior being. So it's gonna make a lot of people who are unlearned destroy their relationship, because they're gonna lose all hope, faith, and trust. And this is just human nature. It's just kind of like my wife just showed me, oh boy, he paralyzed from skiing. I said, well, there goes skiing for me. You're not gonna catch me on a slope. It's human nature. We learn and we adapt and we adjust typically based on what we see. If it's wet or you see a car off the side of the road, what you do? And it done got wrecked and it went across the guardrail, you slow down. You say, oh, this road must be dangerous. You slow down. You don't pick up the speed. So when you see somebody get cheated on and you like, man, I ain't think, man, ain't think no married mother of 3 a cheat in a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So what my woman doing in her little $1 million corporation? What my woman doing with all her trauma, with all her pain? She from the hood. She from poverty. If this woman over here cheat, what my woman doing? And then just will automatically assume that that person who come from this or that or look this or that way is superior. Not understanding that his woman who come from the bottom, who come from nothing, could be raised with so much character and integrity and self-love and self-respect, he'll end up ruining her and ruining his relationship because of what somebody who he has on a pedestal in his mind has done. And vice versa. This could happen the other way. This could happen the other way. Because on the flip side of it, a lot of women gonna look and say, this man is not dumb. This man been coaching in the NBA for so long. This man has a gorgeous fiance. This man got a dream job. This man just made it to the highest level in his league last year. So if he is cheating, what are you doing on your little raggedy basic job? She might not say that out her mouth, but that's what she gonna. What is your butt doing? If this man finna risk this, I know you ain't scared to risk your little 150,000. I know you ain't scared to risk your little 30,000. I know your little raggedy company ain't got no policy that's gonna suspend you or fire you for sleeping with one of your coworkers. So let's talk about this. What is you doing on the job? And that's finna be a so this finna go both ways. And this is the power of the media. This the power. And this what comes and affect our house. So if you under the sound of my voice, don't let what you see in the media make you lose faith in love, faith and hope in love, faith and hope in God. Don't let that make you start looking at your spouse or your significant other with a side eye. Don't let this make you insecure. Don't let this make you jealous. Don't let this make you untrustworthy or untrusting. Don't let this affect you. That's them. That's their situation. That's their life. That's their mindset. That's their upbringing. That's their soul ties. That's their spirits. Don't let that come on to you. And this is why the adversary does it. This is why the adversary does it. Because the adversary knows there's a ripple effect, that there's a trickle-down effect, that there are repercussions to people with power and status and position sinning against God. The adversary knows that it's going to make people lose faith and hope and love and trust, and it's going to rip away at the fabric. So, hey, God bless y'all. I got to get on in here. My wife leaving in the morning, so I need to go and talk her head off and spend all this time with her that I can. God bless you. We'll talk soon.